What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is The Flash, Season 7, Episode 13, Masquerade. It's a bit of a weird one. First of all, there's only two good scenes in the entire episode, and that was the scene where Chester found Barry and Iris downstairs, about to get it on, and then the scene later on whenever he kind of tells hey, if you want to do that, it's fine, just maybe not here. Both of those scenes, the reason why they were good is because they worked. I mean, first of all, we already know Grant Gustin, Candace Patton, they're both great actors, so they handled the scene really well. The guy playing Chester, I think that's his forte. I think his best scenes are those awkward comedy scenes. Like, he played those two scenes very well, and he had a couple of good ones in the flashback episode where he was back in time and seeing his dad's stuff. There were a couple emotional scenes that he did well. But this entire episode, he was so unbearable because he was either his over-the-top, quirky, cocky, streamer personality, which I don't know if it's just his acting, the directing, or because I just don't like those types of personalities. But they're just frustrating for me. That whole opening scene where he's sitting there dancing, he's like, "Come on, we're gonna teach you how to dance," like all that stuff. I'm just like, can we move on, please? Like, what is the point of all of this? And then the other parts of it were just him feeling sorry for himself because he got tricked. That's not entertaining. Anytime you've got a character doing a pity party, it's just not entertaining. But those scenes where he, walks in, he's like, oh yeah, you guys, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and he did that really well. So I almost wonder if they should just stick to those type of scenes for him, because that actually made me laugh. And again, because of how Grant Gustin and Candace Patton are also good actors, they know how to handle those scenes. And it is funny to see Barry that kind of awkward, because he's not typically caught in a situation like that. So something was really funny about that, but everything else in this episode was just utter crap. First of all, we finally get to see what Cecile's been going through with this. I don't even remember what it's called, to be honest, because I'm so zoned out. But I mean, all of this has kind of been, it feels like it's been building up to this moment, and yet it's not the season finale. It feels like we're already done with it. The mask has been taken into Argus custody. We're done. Not talking about it anymore. We find out about Cecile's past, which sort of feels like more of a throwaway side story more than anything, because it's not like anybody on the show is going to go, "Cecile, you were hiding this? Well, I can't even look at you anymore. I mean, how dare you hide stuff about your past that you're embarrassed about?" Like, I don't know. She knows Joe. She knows everybody on Team Flash. She knows how they react and how they treat each other. Nobody's going to look at her and go, "Wait, you were in a mental institution? You're a terrible person." Like, why did she feel the need to hide this? It's so dumb. It's like Janet from Ant-Man Quantumania. Why did she feel the need to hide about the quantum realm and her dealing with Kang down there? Well, because it's for the story. If she didn't, then the story couldn't happen. Same thing here. Why did she feel the need to hide that? Well, it's the mask could have something to trap her in, because she's ashamed and she's scared of that time. Okay, sure, whatever. So all of that was really dumb, and again, it felt like we saw a couple of those scenes earlier on in the season, so it felt like once we got done with the whole Force thing that was going on, that would be kind of the next big story building up, is whatever was going after Cecile, whatever seems to be trying to use her. I thought that was going to be the next kind of focus, and now it's done a couple episodes later, so yeah, it feels pointless to me, and it feels really dumb how they handle a lot of it. On top of that, I'll say the woman that plays Cecile, I've not minded her acting. Like, she's definitely not one of the best in the show, but she's okay. She does the emotional stuff pretty well. She handles those scenes where she's kind of typically the voice of reason or the voice of encouragement in the show, and she does do those scenes very well. Her acting psychotic, that was rough to watch. I mean, the editing, too, didn't really help her, because they were doing some goofy, like, "Oh, this is super scary, guys. Oh, flashing all around and freaking out." And it didn't work on any level. Like, that whole scene just was... So all of that was really dumb, and the stuff with Sue as well, like her showing up. First of all, her whole entrance was so over dramatic. Like Chester looking at the door. Yeah, Cisco told me who to call. Oh, she's here. She walks in. There's like this super dramatic music, and she poses for the camera. Like, yeah, it's Sue. We know who Sue is. Like, why is this a big deal? But I don't know, the fact that she comes in, she recognizes that something is off. She only says something to Chester about it, though. That's what's dumb to me. Why not tell the whole team? Why just, hey, Chester, doesn't this feel weird? I know you're new here. I know this is like your first mission on your own, but doesn't this feel weird to you? Why not go talk to Iris? Why not go talk to Caitlin? Talk to the two people who have done this a lot, who've handled stuff with metas a lot. Maybe see if one of them is getting a weird feeling. But no, you gotta only talk to Chester so that way he feels bad about it. And again, all of his pity scenes were just really annoying. Like, I don't know why shows think that we connect with that whenever characters just go all, yeah, I got tricked. It's all my fault. Like, even Cecile, like, was blaming herself for some of the stuff that happened with her mom. I'm like, what is up with this episode? Why is this the pity episode? We're all, poor, pitiful me. I can't believe I didn't do anything to help my mom. I can't believe I let this ancient mask thing trick me. Oh, it's not fun. It's not entertaining. It's annoying. Because you know it's only for the time being, and by the end of the episode, everybody's going to work to cheer them up, and then they're going to cheer them up, and oh, okay, yeah, you're doing great. Hey, don't feel sorry for yourself. You're doing a great job. It's not your fault. We've been through this so many times before, and it's just dull and bland. So all those scenes were annoying. Sue's bank vault entrance, or not bank vault, but whatever, the vault entrance scene. First of all, I don't know. Something about the lasers has kind of gotten old for me after all these years of watching heist stuff. Anytime you have lasers like this that move around, doesn't it just kind of feel dumb? Like, why not just have a laser wall with this big of gap in between each laser from top to bottom in front of whatever, you know, just all around the room? Why not do that? Instead of, ooh, I'm going to set up this super intricate laser trap that moves, and, oh, I hope nobody's good at dancing through lasers, because if they are, they might be able to beat it, but nobody else will. Or you can make it literally impossible by just having a line of lasers up and down. Nobody can squeeze through that gap. Problem solved. And then on top of that, the dumbest thing is after she's done dancing, she just puts her hand on the panel, which there was no, like, handprint for her to put her hand on. I don't know why her putting her hand on the panel just shuts the lasers off. Because all that was on the panel at the time was like a little keypad, like number thing. And she just, bop! Lasers turn off. Number pad. Bop! Done. What? I don't know if that was an editing issue or if they just didn't think it through. They didn't actually come up with a reason why she was able to just shut the lasers off, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it. Oh, the one final thing just popped in my head was Sue's acting for whenever whatever that mask thing was called. I feel like it was psychic something. I don't know. I'm not gonna remember. But whenever it was like turning the tranquilizer gun toward her, you know, Sue, she's a little bit more goofy with her acting. Like, I think she does handle those goofier scenes well, which is why I do think her and Ralph, yeah, obviously I know the actor changes for Ralph at this point, but I do think that's why they worked in some of their scenes, is because they do have that similar sort of goofy delivery. So whenever you have to do a more serious and intense scene, it definitely doesn't work, and that scene did not. No! Stop! Don't do this! This is gonna suck. Like, it was like she went from trying to be serious but not invested at all to, well, I guess I better make a joke because that's my character. It was so stupid. And I'm not putting that on the actress because that's clearly just bad writing. But yeah, her delivery did not help it at all. Yeah, so that's it for this episode. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I know we've got what, 6 episodes left, I think. Gonna actually look and see. Okay, it's not going to pull up for me. But I'm pretty sure there are 18 episodes, so I think there's 5 after this one. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what they're going to do for the rest of the season, but it's not got me excited at all. Like, it's... I've been a little frustrated with The Flash the past couple seasons, and this has not really helped its case at all. So, but anyways, on to the next episode. I'll see you there. And now episode 14, Rayo de Luz, or however you say it. I'm not great with Spanish. I don't know why I care about any of this. I mean, Allegra's not that interesting of a character, honestly. Her connection with Nash was probably the most interesting thing about her, until Nash died. Her cousin, I not really cared about her. Like, she was just an assassin, and then all of a sudden they made her Allegra's cousin, which... Not saying that that's not how it was in the comics or anything, but it seemed for the show kind of like a thrown in little thing that gives her a bit more of a meaning as a villain. Not that interesting. You know, and there's so many dumb moments in this episode as well. Like, first of all, you've got whenever Ultraviolet is going after the doctor that created her, ridiculously stupid plot twist where she tries to kill him, they show up and stop her, and then she's like, that was the doctor that created me, you just helped a monster escape. And what's so stupid about it, and I knew they were going to do this, is that as she's shooting at him, he's like, no, wait, stop, please don't do that, acting all scared and mortified. And then all of a sudden we meet him later whenever he's, you know, not pretending to be a normal, innocent human being for the audience, and he's just, yes, you found me. Now it's time for one last experiment. Oh yes, that persona that I was putting on earlier, that was not the real me. This is the real me. Why was I acting like that earlier? I think you know, audience. Wink, wink. It's so dumb. You know, like, have him being that scared and upset and stuff because... You know, he knows there are people watching or something along the... Like, he sees other people around. But nobody else was around whenever he was doing that. It was just him and her. And yet he's acting like he doesn't know who she is. He doesn't know why she's attacking. He's freaked out. It's terrible writing. Because, again, you're just doing it for the plot twist. And that's it. In the scheme of what is going on inside the show, it makes no sense. Sue is back again in this episode, and it feels like she's literally just here to be kind of the antagonistical foil for the team. Like in the last episode, she's berating Chuck for what he did. I don't know why I almost called him Charles, because I know Charles and Chuck, or Chuck is a nickname for Charles, and yeah, his name is Chester. I don't know. But yeah, she's berating Chuck for what he did in the last episode, and then this one she's berating Allegra because she wants to try to help save her cousin, and I'm just... Who cares? Like, you don't need that antagonistical character. You've done I would say good job, but you've done a job of showing us how self-deprecating this entire team is, to the point where anytime they make a single mistake or anytime they do something that's a little bit bad and get somebody hurt, like Allegra was already beating herself up because of what happened with Chuck, and yet you still feel like you need to have Sue come in and tell her even more how wrong she is. Just like, it's bad enough you already have one person trying to do a pity party for themselves and feeling bad for themselves, and then you want to throw in another character to make them feel even worse? Why? It's not good writing, and it makes me not like Sue at all, because she seems like a total jackass in the process. And then how Allegra, you know, unlocks her newfound powers or whatever. It's so... Like, Fast and Furious 9, I think it was. Whatever one, wherever family became the meme. Like, that had come out by this point, right? So they knew what they were doing. They knew that whenever she gets asked, like, I don't know, how did you do that? Well, he was talking about hate, and I felt something different. Family. Come on. Like, you know how stupid that is, right? Like, they had to know when they were writing this episode, like, you know, it's kind of a meme. Let's just... Because the thing is, it's like the writing team wrote it as the joke, the meme of family. But then the editors didn't... And the camera crew, they didn't get the joke. Because the camera crew was, like, super dramatic angle, and the music was, like, swelling. She's like, family. And it's just... It's like the editing had no clue what the joke was. It went right over their heads, and everybody else watching is like, do they not realize they're making a joke here? What else? Chester, all of his stuff in this episode, again, is just, it's more him. There was the bit of the awkwardness at the beginning that did make me laugh when Barry was talking about going on a vacation with Iris. But then the rest of this episode is just him, the big goofy expressions, and it's not funny. It's awful. And it's frustrating to watch most of the time. I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, right. Kristen Kramer, which I didn't talk about her in the last episode. Joe found some information on her. Yeah, why is she still here? Why do I care about her at all? Like, why? I thought she was going to be just a bit part player that was going to be around while they're trying to track down Killer Frost and trying to take her in and all of that. I really thought that was her whole point, and now all of a sudden, like, she's taken out of the GCPD, and then Joe trusts her, even though he hasn't had no reason to trust her, and he's treating her with this respect that she has not earned at all. And why is her story that good that you feel like you need to keep spending time with her? And on that same idea of why are we spending time on, why the hell do I care about this, whatever his name is, that Killer Frost is, like, kind of into, even though she's like, oh no, I don't like him at all. And she doesn't really have any reason to like him. He's that total douchebag that is so confident in himself that he's just like, oh yeah, she totally likes me. Even though she has no reason to outside of, I guess, good looks. I mean, I don't know, because I'm not great at judging guys' looks. But, like, she, for some reason, that seems to be the only reason that she's at all interested in him, and she keeps denying it, like a middle schooler who's like, nuh-uh, I don't, when you know that they do. But for some reason, he's out again because he decided to testify. Why do I care? Why is he here still? Were there so many people that were just like, aw, did you see the way that they were flirting when they were fighting that one time? Isn't that cute? Can we get more of that, please? Like, were there really people who were excited to see more of him? Or did the writers just think they were writing such a fun little, like, villain-hero possible romance that they're just like, let's get him back in here. He was fun, wasn't he? Because it was not. It wasn't fun. It was stupid. It was pointless. It was obvious that he was the villain the whole time. And he's back. And he's seemingly getting more of a point to the show now. Why? What happened to the show? What happened? God, this show used to be so good. And now it's just, it's Supergirl levels of bad. Not quite Batwoman, nothing will get that bad, but God, what the hell? What happened to the writing team for The Flash that they really just ran out of ideas? To the point where now they're just throwing whatever at the wall and like, this could be fun, right? This could be enjoyable, this could be entertaining, and none of it is. It's all awful. But yeah, I think that's about all for this episode, though. There's just so much. I'm not enjoying myself right now with the show. Like, again, couple of moments that do stand out as either being kind of funny with the awkward stuff or kind of so bad it's funny. But that's it. And it's better, again, than like Batwoman, where I'm just thoroughly not having a good time because it's not even bad funny. But for where The Flash used to be, for what it used to be as a show, it's embarrassing where it is now. It feels like the writers just gave up at some point. And they're just, I don't know. Well, let's spin the wheel. Alright, well, we got Kristen Kramer. Let's bring her back in. Spin the wheel. Alright, we got that one guy that Killer Frost is into. Spin the wheel. Allegra's turn. It's just, it's pointless. It's random. It's not well done. I'm not really looking forward to this show anymore, and that's sad, considering how fun it used to be. And again, even how good the acting can be on this show, it feels like we've taken, because we don't have Cisco anymore. Now we have Chester trying to fill that role and not doing it well. Allegra's kind of taken the Camilla role in a way, even though Camilla wasn't a huge part of the team. Even the whole like Killer Frost and Caitlin storyline, like that story's kind of gone nowhere at this point. It's just, it feels dull, and I hate that it does. So, anyways, on to the final of these 3 episodes. I'll see you there. Now, episode 15, Enemy at the Gates. Great setup for the end of the season, right? Totally fantastic. So excited to see more about this Godspeed war. Civil War. Ooh, so excited. Do we even know anything about Godspeed aside from the fact that they want Barry's power? Like, do we know who... what are they? Who are they? Who created these gods? Why do they want Barry? Do we know any of that? Because if we do, I don't remember any of it. So, yeah. This just feels really random. And what also feels random is just everything that happened in this episode. Because it feels like it was a lot of them planning to do something, and then the plan doesn't work, and they plan to do something else, and the plan doesn't work, and they plan to do something else, and then the plan doesn't work, and then all of a sudden the new Godspeeds, the other set of Godspeeds show up, and they stop the original Godspeeds that we were facing from stealing Barry's power. That was it. Like, Chester has a plan, and that plan was to prepare something, to do something random, to like mess with their logic circuits or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just managed to break through the barrier like that. Don't know how, don't know why, they just did. So then he escapes to the room, and all of a sudden Gideon gives him this other plan to blast whatever it is that's supposed to distract him. So he does that. They're kind of distracted to the point where everybody can fight them a little bit better, but it doesn't stop them. It doesn't allow them to do whatever Chester wanted them to do. And then all of a sudden, one of them manages to break into the room that Barry had told Chester earlier would be super safe. They just managed to break into the room somehow and destroy the thing that Chester was using. So it's just like, why say all of this stuff? Why plan to do all of this stuff if you're not even going to do it? Like, you create all of these ideas and this plan to stop the Godspeed, and then none of it even is attempted because they just stop them at every opportunity. And then you just write some other random Deus Ex Machina in there where now all of a sudden the Godspeeds are fighting amongst each other. Like, it's stupid. It's bad writing. It just feels like kind of similar to the third Fantastic Beasts movie where stuff is just sort of happening to happen, but none of it really matters because we're going to focus on something else now. Like, that's not good writing. I know sometimes in life random stuff does just happen coincidentally that messes up plans that you may have had or something along those. That happens, yes. Doesn't mean I want to watch it in a show, in a fictional show. Like, if it happens occasionally, fine, whatever. But this is like a whole episode based on, we're going to do this to stop him. And then doesn't happen. And then something else random happens that saves the day. Then why even talk about plans? Why? And then the whole Mark thing, he's showing up, he's acting like his cocky self, as always, and then Frost is falling for it at every turn because of course she is, because the writers, for some reason, think this is a great storyline to have, so they're just giving him a ton of time, and I don't know, it's not the actor, I don't think, but God, he just seems like such a douche. Why does anybody want to see more of him? He's such an asshole. Like, he's cocky in a way that he has no justified reason to be. And yet he still does it. And if they were setting up where, like, he's gonna get his comeuppance because he acts all, oh yeah, you're into me, girl, you're attracted to me, I'm the bad guy, that's why you like me. Like, if he was doing all of this and it was to get his comeuppance in the end because Killer Frost is like, no, and then punch him in the face or something, like, that would be funny. They don't do that, though. They're clearly setting it up that, no, she's attracted to him, she likes him, she's gonna get with him at some point. That's not funny. That's not fun. It's annoying. Because you don't want to see guys like him get what he wants. And yet, he's getting everything he wants. And I don't know what his whole plan was here at the end. I guess it's to steal whatever Caitlyn gave him to help in the fight against the Godspeeds. But I'm just like, why are you writing it this way? Like, if you're gonna make him such a cocky, arrogant bastard, then let him get his comeuppance like he deserves to happen. But the way you're writing it right now, it feels like at some point he's gonna get his redemption arc and then he and Frost are gonna become an item. And I don't want to see that happen for this guy. I want to see this guy rot in prison because he's a total asshole. So, the stuff with Kramer and her friend, it's not interesting at all. And I don't know if they killed off Joe at the end of it, but if they did, then that's a really stupid reason to kill Joe West off of your show. You know, like, I mean, I know at some point there's a chance that he might die, or, you know, any of these characters have a chance to, probably not, but any of these characters have a chance to die on the show because the lives they live, it's a possibility. I think it would be dumb, and again, I don't think the writers necessarily have the guts to kill any of them off. But if you're going to kill Joe West off because he was researching this old friend of this woman who we all probably hate, I can't think of any reason why anybody would like Kramer to begin with, because she's a terrible person, and yet they're trying to write her all sympathetic and stuff. But if you really killed him off in this way, you deserve all the shit that's coming your way. Like, all of the bad reviews, all of the hatred from the fans, it's deserved. So I don't know, because whenever they showed the car blowing up, it did seem like the doors were open, like they'd already gotten out of the car, so it feels more like it's a cliffhanger. Oh god, Joe might be dead, but in reality they were already out of the car whenever it blew up type of situation. But we'll see what they decide to do with it. Allegra's cousin is fine now, and that was just a random side story, I think, thrown in there to add some tension to this story that I don't know why they need to add more tension in. I mean, everybody's lives are in danger, so why add this unnecessary tension where also at the same time Allegra's cousin is getting worked on by Caitlin, and oh no, is she gonna survive the surgery? And on top of that, like, the way her cousin was reacting to just everything, like, I don't want you to work on me. Well, why? I don't trust her. Why? They're the good guys. They save people's lives. They're friends with your cousin. Why would they just suddenly, we got her under the knife, now I'm gonna kill her? What? It's just stupid. Stupid reasoning just to extend this storyline further and give Allegra a reason to have this emotional conversation with her cousin. And then Barry and the way he's acting, which, first of all, obviously Candace Patton was unavailable for these couple episodes for whatever reason. But there's something kind of hilarious. Like, first of all, how he was acting in this episode and all this, it was very weird and out of character for him. Like, I get he would be excited about possibly having a kid, but I feel like it would be more so if she tested positive, then he would act this way, and then maybe come back it's a false negative. Not he had a dream that Nora was back, and suddenly he's just like, oh, that means she's definitely here. She's pregnant. Like, that doesn't... What? That doesn't make any sense for Barry's character. He's not... I don't feel like he would jump to that big of a conclusion that quickly based on so little evidence. But what's kind of funny about the whole story, to me at least, is the fact that obviously Candace Patton is not here. So there are a couple of scenes where he's talking to Iris and she's not responding because they don't have Candace Patton. So it kind of seems like he might be losing his mind a little bit. Like in the beginning scene where he's like running through the house. He's like, oh wait, I should probably take the car. Where's the car keys? Oh, here's the car keys. All right, yeah, I'll be back. I love you. It's just, she's not saying anything. I'm just like, is Iris even there? Like, is Barry talking to himself? Or is she just sitting up in the room just like, oh my god, Barry, like, I already peed on this thing for you. I peed so you could take it. Just please leave me alone. You're going nuts. You had a dream about our daughter. That does not mean she's here. Please just leave. Please just leave. Like, that's all I pictured in my mind because she wasn't responding to him at all. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those, because they were so focused on, like, is she actually pregnant or not? And Barry was so convinced that she was pregnant. It kind of made me feel like, okay, so she's not going to be pregnant at the end, right? And it feels very bizarre for Barry. Like, they tried one time, she's not pregnant. He's like, I don't understand. I thought we were going to get pregnant. I mean, I just thought we were going to have a kid. Dude, you can try again. Most people want to try again. So it feels very weird that it almost feels like he's just giving up on having a kid because they failed this one time. But I don't know. Just very bizarre reaction at the end of it all. Yeah, all in all, I mean, these 3 episodes were not good. The show is not good right now, and it's sad to see how far The Flash has fallen, but what can you do outside of make these reviews and put them on the internet and complain about this show? That's about all I can do. So anyways, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on these 3 episodes? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all the good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Flash reviews, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.